Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Got your coffee? I got mine. So listen, I'm not even gonna hold you up. Before I even get started today, I'm gonna let you know that this is a gratitude video in case you want to just go on and do something else because my gratitude videos don't tend to do too well. But you know what? Gratitude is important. You have to express gratitude. Expressing gratitude keeps us humble and it reminds us to stay in a thankful state because things could always be worse, and when things are going well, you need to put that out into the universe. You need to put gratitude out into the universe. You do. Yesterday my husband and I, we were at his birthday lunch. We had the most wonderful conversation, and we were talking about how grateful we were to everyone who has donated to the library pantry or who has contributed to this platform in any way or who has contributed to the Great Escape in helping us move from the US to Canada and relocate. We are so grateful to you all. And there are no words to express what I feel right now. I don't have any words for that. I don't. One of the people who contributed to the Great Escape contributed $1,000. Did y'all see that? Anybody notice that? $1,000. I don't have $1,000 to contribute to anything. And it's the fact that someone did that for a perfect stranger. And then they didn't want any credit for it. They signed in anonymously. And that's amazing to me that a stranger would do that. That any of you would do that. Whether you donated $5 or whether you donated $1,000. It's the most amazing thing in the world to me. And my husband and I, we were talking about, he works a hard job. And at his job, he is surrounded by some of the most miserable people that you will ever encounter. He works with the public, that you will ever encounter. They come into his job and they are nasty and they are disrespectful and they are rude and mean. And he comes home and he is so mentally drained because my husband is someone, he's like myself, he's just a lover of people. I'm an introvert, but he's not. He's an extrovert. But the world, I have watched the world take that away from him because now he no longer trusts people. He no longer wants to be around people. He's no longer comfortable around people. He's not outgoing like he is. He's like he used to be. He's not as friendly, nearly as friendly as he once was. He's not that person who's willing to chat up a stranger and have a conversation and really talk about some things. Because everybody, and remember I said it in a video not too long ago, everyone is so miserable. And here in America, we have this thing about us. We're so individualistic and we don't think outside of ourselves. And definitely not enough of us are willing to help out our fellow man or woman. That's not who we are. And so when you find people like that, it's nothing short of a miracle. It's nothing short of a miracle. In my real life, unfortunately, I am not surrounded by people like that. I am surrounded, and it's just the truth, by people who always want something from me. Always want something from me. And I have huge trust issues. I do. I don't trust people because from the time I was a child, people have always let me down. And I've always moved rather independently in my life. And my therapist told me once that people like me, that's a trauma response. because everyone lets you down. So you learn that the only person that you could really depend on is oneself. And that's the way you exist. You just accept that reality and you just move in that truth. I am so grateful for you all. I am. And we talked about how we have made this amazing community. Yeah, from time to time we get some knuckleheads over in here that don't know what the platform is about. We get some racists trying to be racist in the comments from time to time. And by the way, thank you so much for not engaging them. You all hear me on that. You don't engage with them. You just wait for me or one of my wonderful moderators to find them and remove them forever so that we never have to deal with them again. And then, like I said, I know that a lot of my people are traumatized and they don't know how to be in community. And they come and they see a platform like this, and the things that they say in the comment is a traumatized based off their own lived experiences. Because they don't believe that black people can be in community in this way, because they don't have that in their real life. And they are the ones who have been taught to take advantage of other black people and to make things as difficult for other black people as they possibly can. But we get rid of them too, and then we level back on out. And I want to say thank you all for that. Just showing up here every day, just tuning in to me every day and hearing what I have to say is just a significant part of my life now. And I'm just so grateful for y'all that we are finding each other, that we are finding tribe. I thank you for helping me and always being there. And everyone, like I said, who donated to the Great Escape campaign or to the library pantry or just bought me a cup of coffee and said, hey girl, while you out delivering food bags or whatever it is you're going to do today, or just go to the library and find yourself a good book to read, here's a cup of coffee to go. I appreciate that. I appreciate those of you all who call me Ani. By the way, you're more than welcome to call me Ani. I feel like that's an honor. But you are not welcome to call me mom or mother or mama. I got 2 sons, and they are very important to me. And they are the only ones that I allow to call me mama. I am their mama. Through our ups and our downs, I am their mama. I am for them. With that being said, that is really all that I have today. I just wanted y'all to know that I'm just going to be in a restful state of prayer and doing what needs to be done today. I've ordered boxes, moving boxes. So I will be doing my steps on that. I'll be packing up books first, removing things off the walls, donating things. And when I donate, I don't donate to the Salvation Army or Goodwill. Reason why I don't do that is because both of those organizations, charitable organizations, even though they have a nonprofit tax status, they are profiting greatly. And there are very rich CEOs, people at the top of those companies that are benefiting off of the donations that you give. And then what these charities once were for poor people, now poor people are not even able to go to the Goodwill or go to the Salvation Army and find a good deal. And that's what thrift stores were always supposed to be about. So when you do your donating, make sure that you find a small independent thrift store, to donate to, one where there's not a rich CEO at the top. And when people, and I'm not saying that these charities don't help people, but I don't know the ins and outs of Salvation Army, but I can tell you, Goodwill here in South Carolina, My husband, that was one of the first jobs he applied to when we came to South Carolina, and they wanted to pay him $8.35 an hour. This is, they don't pay their people anything, and they work them really hard. And then the way that they use the mentally disabled people in order to fill in the gaps, and they barely pay them anything. The Goodwill got a whole lot of issues, and I don't really want to get into that. Just do a little bit of research and you'll find the truth out about places like Goodwill and Salvation Army and Red Cross and United Fund. I think that's who they're called. It's pretty horrific. So we will be donating, we will be giving away things, we will be selling some things, and contributing to our own Great Escape Fund by selling off of goods. I plan to drive a U-Haul. I found out that I can drive a U-Haul over into Canada. So we are going to drive a U-Haul over to Canada with whatever we have left. And I also have to, I'm going to show you steps 4, 5, and 6 that I have to do. I have to create the online portal, which I did, but for whatever reason, I'm having a difficult time logging on to that. They keep saying that the credentials are incorrect, but they're not. And then when I did a little bit more work to maybe find out why that was, I'm sure that this isn't why though, but the person who's going to sponsor us, and I hate to have to ask, but I believe they have to start the paperwork on their end if they're going to do a sponsorship. And so I'm going to have to send her an email and ask her if she'll, begin the paperwork. Obviously, we'll pay all of our fees and whatnot. And then the next step is that we're going to have to obtain a police clearance. Remember, we have passports. Our passports appointments are, in 2 weeks. And then we have to also get our medical records. And they want medical records because they want to make sure that you don't have any debilitating diseases or illnesses that will put a strain on their healthcare system. And so that shouldn't be any problem for us. And that's that on that. So steps 4, 5, and 6, and feeling eternally grateful today. I thank you all. I love y'all for real. Do something nice for someone today. I don't just say that to y'all to say it to y'all. I say it to y'all because acts of kindness are spiritual in nature. It will make you feel better. And be nice to people when you can, where you can. I'm not saying don't stand up for yourself. But even when standing up for yourself, there's a right way and a wrong way to communicate anything that you need to communicate to another person. You don't have to come out the bag every time. Exercise a little emotional intelligence and just be a man or a woman about your word. Okay? Y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.